Hello, good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, I am a love coach specifically for women who want to stay and reconcile and work things out after infidelity. I know, sounds like a crazy idea, but I know it's not that crazy because I've done it. I have been there. I am 16 years past the last D-Day, and I knew that my husband was the person. I knew he was the one. I was willing to go ahead and put myself on the line, believe in it, and I was right. I'm business. I see you over there on Instagram. Carissa, I see you too. Yes. Glad you're here. Make sure everybody that's coming on in, give me some likes, give me some love. Let the algorithm know you like me. All right, come on in. We're going to talk about it. We're going to figure out how to get past this, how to work this through, how to get back to a good place. Carissa, look, just this week, yesterday, was it yesterday? Might have been the day before yesterday. Somebody contacted me. Her man had run on out. He had done the same thing as yours had been living with the other woman. Oh, they so in love, so in love. He then showed up at her door again yesterday, day before, one to two. So yes, it happens all the time. Don't you stress about that. I'm trying to tell you, he'll be back at the door before you know it. All right. These holidays coming up, it starts pulling on their emotions. They start realizing, ooh, I am not with the people I would like to be with during the holidays. Let me get this together. So yes, I thought about you the other day when she hit me up. She was like, you were right. You said it was going to be sometime in these next couple of weeks before Thanksgiving. I was like, before Thanksgiving, he was going to be at the door. All of a sudden, he want to talk now. So don't stress yourself at all, Carissa. It is coming. It's coming for you too, I'm sure. When they do it like that, when they get all messy like that, it never lasts. It's never real. They think that it's real. They get all into it, and then they run on off, and then it's a problem for a while, but then they come on back. So, yeah. He said it was a rough week. He made it clear this week he's really sure he's going to be with her forever. Don't ask him about that. Stop asking him that. You keep on asking him about his relationship with her. Stop that. She is not that important. Stop asking him anything about that. Don't talk to him about it. Whatever he wants to say about her, look. I don't need to hear about it. You go ahead on, do what you're doing right now. I don't need to hear anything about how wonderful the relationship is. I don't need to hear that. He's talking about all these new Christmas traditions he's doing with her. Yeah, trying to make up for the fact that it ain't real. Yeah, of course. If you do all the Christmas stuff, then it looks like it's real, especially on the outside when you take all those pictures and whatnot. But that doesn't mean that it's real. And if you're trying to do all these new traditions, trying to solidify your relationship like that, it probably ain't that solid to begin with. Yeah, don't stress about that. Don't you worry about him. He'll be back. Right? When they do it all messy like that, they always come back. Lipstick on my teeth. Okay. Alrighty, he said no. He told me I didn't ask anything. He's just so happy he can't contain it. No, because why would he tell you? What is it? He is that happy that you are an appropriate audience for that? No. No, he's trying to prove to you that he was right, that he didn't make a mistake, and he's so happy he got to tell you all about it. It's all fake. I wouldn't believe a word of it. I would not stress myself at all about it. I am so just nod and smile. Let him go ahead on thinking that he is gonna make you jealous. He's gonna make you upset. I don't even worry about it. Okay, all right, shine the arm you need it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you, girl. All right, let's see. So, this is a hard thing to get through, right? If you've ever been through this, you know it is impossible. It feels like you're just stuck. You feel like, okay, I am this hurt. I am this embarrassed. I am this sad. I am this afraid. Okay, what do I do with all of this? All right. And it's really hard because your body is having a reaction it's supposed to have. When you have trauma, your body reacts in a certain way just to try and protect you from further trauma. It's totally normal, but the problem with that is it brings up old traumas, and then that reinforces that, oh, I shouldn't let people near me, I shouldn't be close with people. And then that kind of shuts down you being able to heal and reconcile because you are not really healing when your body is doing this fight or flight thing, trying to keep you away from people. That's not healing, that's hiding. All right. Your body tries to hide you away, tries to keep you from danger, but that's not actually healing. I want you to heal. Okay. That's how all of this gets fixed. That's how this works. When you heal, you start to heal all the stuff around you. When you change the things around you. You are the main character here, okay? You got to know what you need to be doing to make this start rolling in your favor. Does that make sense to everybody that's here with me? Let me know. If you got questions, if I sound like I am talking crazy to you, you don't have a clue what I am talking about, ask me for some clarification. I am with you, okay? He said, I'm so happy for that other woman. I can't wait until I can send you the same email saying you were right. I love to hear I was right. Okay. That's one of my favorite things out here in these streets. I love to hear I was right. And this is one thing I love to be right about more than anything else. I'm trying to tell you. She hit me up. I said, didn't I say a little bit before Thanksgiving you was going to be hearing from him? She said, exactly. You just told me that's when it was going to happen. And he popped up at the door trying to talk. Okay, that's what I'm saying. They come back. When they do it all rushed like this, it's just pettiness. They think that they are taking control of their lives and making their lives better, but then they get over there to this whole brand new environment. It ain't better, and they just as sad as they were feeling where whatever was going on that was wrong didn't stop being wrong just because they ran off and got with another girl. So unfortunately, that's what men are told. That, oh yeah, if you get a new woman, you'll feel like a new man. But guess what? Same problems are still there. All right. All right. So I'm always about what you can do to start controlling your emotions again, getting some regulation over that instead of letting your brain just go on autopilot and keep you hiding instead of healing. All right. We need to get back in control of that. And the first thing that you can do always, hey, Courtney Victoria, always is to do your deep breathing. Can we do our deep breathing together? I need you to do this with me. Now, this week, I've been super anxious. Okay. I told you last week that my landlady's husband passed away. Well, because of that, we're going to have to move. She's going to end up having to move in here and we're going to have to move. So I'm a little anxious. All right. And I recognized this week, I'm very familiar with anxiety. I had anxiety even before I met my husband. I had been working on it, suppressing it, getting my deep breathing under control and everything. Did all that. And I recognized the feeling of anxiety this week. And if I tried to just ignore it, just go on about my day, try and just, act like it wasn't there, trying to just keep on going, it started to grow. It started to morph. It started to change into just a little uncertainty about the future. Because, there's always a little uncertainty about the future. Change from that to, oh my God, something bad is probably going to happen to us. All right. It went from a little bit of anxiety to big anxiety. And it was very, very easy. Okay. That is what we need to start working on with you, is to try and get in control of that anxiety, not letting it spring from a little thing into a big fat monster. Okay. So I had to do my deep breathing too. Okay. Now I did, I think it's called pranic breathing. It is inhaling and exhaling for even amount. So that's what I was doing like all week, just reminding myself that I was safe. Things are fine. It's just a little change. It's just a little, things are going to be a little different. That's it. That's all I'm dealing with. And just inhaling for, a certain amount of time. I can get all the way up to like 10, 12, inhaling for 12, exhaling for 12, because I'm used to practicing that. But if you're starting it off, you can do it real simple. 4 in, 4 out. just through your nose. If you can't remember the deep breathing that we normally do that. Just inhale for the same amount of time that you exhale. Try and do it through your nose. You're going to start to calm down, all right? But it's the thing about recognizing that as a feeling. You have to know that that's what it is, that the unknown, the fear that you've experienced, the trauma that you've experienced is feeding into your fears of the unknown. And then it is making things seem like they're going to be huge, huge problems when they are not. You can actually solve these problems a lot simpler than you think you can. So, doing our deep breathing. Now, we do deep breathing together. We're going to do 4-7-8 breathing. What we do is blow out, get rid of that excess carbon dioxide that's been building up in our lungs because we're so anxious. Then we're going to inhale for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7 so our body can actually use some of the oxygen that we just breathed in. And then we're going to blow out again for a count of 8. That's going to clear up all that carbon dioxide, get you ready for a fresh lungful, okay? We're going to do it 3 times together just for the sake of time, but I want you to be doing this 5 times a day. Can you give me some hearts? If you can commit to me for that for just this week, try it out for me. Let me know how you feel when you're doing it. Give me some hearts if you can commit to 5 times a day doing this deep breathing. Let me know, all right? So we're going to do our deep breathing. Blow out, in for 4, hold for 7, blow out for 8. And I will count for you, all right? First things first, blow out. Make the noise. Glad to see some hearts. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Hey, Lou. I see you over on Instagram. How are you feeling when you do your deep breathing? How's it feel to do that with me? It should feel a little bit better. Okay? It should get you a little bit more grounded, get a little oxygen flowing to your brain so you can think a little bit more easily. It is helpful. It is a sign to your brain, to your body, that you are actually safe. Even though you're not feeling the safest that you've ever felt, you are actually safe. You are in control of your breath. You are in control of your body. Nothing bad is happening to you right this second. All right. That's what we need to work on, getting our brains to understand that. That's how you stop with all the painful stuff. How, all the obsessive thoughts and the one to ask all the questions, all of that stuff is helped by you bringing that anxiety level down every time you do your deep breathing. All right. Everybody with me on that? Do your deep breathing 5 times a day. Commit to it. I'm trying to tell you, it will change things. All right. Just when I started doing my deep breathing, I was like, okay, no, I'm not gonna just keep on following the anxiety. Like, it was like first thing when I woke up, I was like, oh, I should be anxious. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. No, I'm okay. Everything is fine. I am safe. I have time. Things are going well. It's okay. And when you convince your brain of that through your breath, your brain has to believe it. All right. Your brain will believe anything you tell it to. As a matter of fact, you just got to be very consistent about your message. All right. Second thing that I'm always going to tell you that I want you to be doing all the time, I need you to journal. Okay. Have you been doing your journaling? If you haven't been doing your journaling, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need to sit down with your journal. Pop this bad boy open. This one with the zipper on it. Look at that. Oh, how cute. And you need to break open these pages and write down your thoughts, your feelings, your triggers, the things that you are grateful for all need to go into your journal. You need it to be in one place, okay? We are using this journal for several reasons. Number one, we write down the date and the time at the top so that we can go back and I can flip back some pages and I can look at patterns that emerge in dates, in times, in feelings that I'm having. I can anticipate the feelings. The feelings will not sneak up on me if I have been noting every time they happen. It happens every single night. 9:19 p.m. I'm a little anxious. What's going on there? Then you can start to research it. Then you can start to pay attention to it. Now you are a scientist. You are not just having feelings. You are examining them. You are trying to figure out where they are coming from. Okay. We need this for proof that you have had good days. All right, we're going to put our anxiety level 0 to 10 in here. Some days are going to be great. You're going to be at a 0. You're going to be at a 1. Make that a star day. Make that a day you put a star up in the corner and draw lots of confetti and everything around it, because that is a good thing. We have had a good day. We need to remember that we do have good days even in the midst of this trauma, because the trauma will try and convince you that no, nothing is good. Everything is always awful. I don't know what you're talking about when you're talking about a good day. All right. It will try and convince you that your life is shit. And then there's no reason to work on it. If your life is just like that anyway, it's going to be like that no matter what. So there's no need for you to work on it. It's another way of your brain and your body trying to convince you to hide. And we don't need that. All right. So do your journaling once in the morning, about 5 minutes. Right before you go to bed, about 5 minutes. You don't need a ton of time, just a little bit of time to write down your feelings. Start doing this. I promise you, you will see a difference. You will start to notice things more. You will be able to recall when you have had the same conversation. You'll be able to be like, oh, wait, no, we have already talked about that. All right, I don't need to go back over that again. Let me just read my notes on it. I have already figured that part out. You don't have to keep going over the same thing over and over and over again in misery. Okay. Lots of good reasons to journal. Just for the fact that it helps you get your feelings out is a good enough reason. That is a good enough reason to do it. Just to take care of yourself, take care of your feelings a little bit in this time of need. I think that's a good reason. All right. Next thing. Any questions about the journaling? Let me know. Next thing, of course, we have got to get an attitude of gratitude. I need you to be thankful for things, okay? In this time where you are having trouble, where you are feeling bad, it is very easy for your brain to tell you everything is always bad. Nothing ever goes well for you. Your life is just terrible. And if you want to believe that, okay, fine. But most of us don't want to believe that. And you don't want to live a life like that. So we must be cognizant of the things that we should be grateful for. In your journal, take an entire page, and every single morning you jot down a few things off the top of your head that you're grateful for. Write them down in your journal every single day. Okay. I see some hearts for that. Yes, we need that. We need that goodness to be permeating our lives again. I know you had a space where you felt like you had a magical thing. You had this love that was amazing and wondrous to you. And oh my God, I can't believe how fortunate I am. And then it all came crashing down because it didn't go the way that you believed it should go. The way the story usually goes is not how this story went. And so now you're feeling like, oh no, it's going to be all terrible from here on out, but it doesn't have to be. Things can go well again. We have to be looking for going well. We cannot always be looking for terrible things to happen if we want good things to happen. Okay, does that make sense? So I need you to be looking for the good things so those good things can rise to your attention day by day. All right. Things that you are grateful for. I am grateful for I am grateful for water right about now. I have been so thirsty today. I am super grateful for water and for my big old cup that makes sure that keeps it nice and icy cold. I am grateful for the internet. I am grateful for how quickly I was able to get a new mic because my cord, it still didn't work. I'm grateful for a whole bunch of things. day to day. You need to be listing those things, paying attention to those things. It is easier to get from misery to gratefulness than it is to get from misery to happiness. That is a bigger jump. We need a little bit of a step in between to get to that happy place. Okay. And if you can start being grateful for the things that you have every single solitary day, it's easier to get to that happier place. All right. Last thing that I'm always going to tell you, I need you to hear me on, please. Stop asking all of those damn questions. You got to stop. You got to stop. I promise you, it is not doing you any good. I swear it's not. You want to ask questions. And I know that the reason that you want to ask questions, let me tell you what the reason is. You want to ask questions because that is the way your brain is designed to react to a trauma. We want to find out all the information. We want to find out, what could hurt us again. All right. That does absolutely nothing for actually healing this time. That doesn't do anything about that. You can find out all the information. You can get all of the answers that you really want to get. However, they are not going to help you get to a better place. They're going to make you feel worse. Your brain is going to use them as ammunition against you in your healing process. So don't do it. Okay, just stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's no good for you. It is not helpful. It does not help you sort through the emotions any better. It just makes you feel more chaotic, makes you want to be more petty, and we don't need any more petty. All right. We need to be able to heal. We need to be able to get to a better place. And you asking questions that are just going to hurt your feelings, no matter how he answers. If he answers like, I don't know, I don't remember, then you're like, oh, you did all of this for somebody that you don't even remember these details? Like they were that unimportant? Yes. Yes, they were. Okay. It was never about them. But that's going to make you mad because this was such a big deal for you. You were like, it had to be such a big deal for him too. And it wasn't. Okay. This was something that he did to self-soothe. That's all that was. It wasn't big and important. That's all it was a little bit of soothing. All right. So the more you ask these questions, the more questions your brain is going to come up with, the more dissatisfied you're going to be with the answers. And then if you keep asking the same question over and over again, he's going to answer it in different ways because you don't want the first answer. You keep asking the same question over and over again. Apparently that first answer wasn't good enough. So he's going to try and think of another one. And that's going to piss you off too. All right. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this to ourselves. Stop asking those questions. There's nothing there to help you. There's nothing there to heal you at all. All right. Now, I understand you wanting to ask the questions because, again, it is an automatic thing. It's how your brain works. Instead of those, let's try these. This is the and. This is the Healing Edition deck. The and. Had this for some years now. I think it's about $30 on Amazon right now. If you put in the THEAND, the and in the search bar, it'll come right up to this store. Excellent set of questions. It's 199 questions. You can ask your honey back and forth about healing things. Now, don't ask 80 questions, okay? There's 199 questions in here. You can use maybe 3, and that will be at least an hour-long conversation. You don't have to get all deep, okay? You don't have to try and deal out 15 cards. That is unnecessary. This is not Uno. We are not playing that many cards, okay? We are just doing 2, maybe 3 of these and sitting with the answers. If you want to ask questions, you got to sit and meditate and reflect on the answer too. Can't just keep on gobbling up all these answers and not actually doing anything with them because your brain wants to do that. It just wants to keep on asking a whole bunch of questions, giving you reasons not to start to heal. All right. So give you a couple of these. Okay, this is the fill in the blanks one. You said you see things as blank when I see them as blank. It's an interesting question. What do you think would come up if you or him asked this question? Fill in the blanks. You see things as blank when I see them as blank. All right. Most of the time, most women, if I had to guess, it would be like, you see things as not a big deal when I see them as a big, fat, huge, hairy deal. All right? All right, let's see another one. It says, in what ways do you think you perceive life differently than I do? That's just a question about life. We don't have to talk about the doggone affairs. We don't have to talk about that all the time. You're boring if you only talk about that, okay? We don't need to talk about that all the time. We got other stuff we could be talking about. And this is another one. In what ways do you think you perceive life differently than I do? It's an excellent question, right? Much better than the questions that you want to ask, right? And one last one. In what way can our connection be an example to others? Ooh, I like that. I am very big on trying to be an example, trying to put that light and love out there into the universe. You know, even if we fight, we're going to fix it. It's going to be okay. We're going to love on each other. We're going to forgive. All right, so I'm all for that. You let me know. You got any ideas about that? In what ways can our connection be an example to others? You got any ways that your connection with your honey has been an example to others? That's the last stage of healing after infidelity, is the inspiration phase. Okay, we've got phases we go through. Okay, we got the devastation phase. That is when we are just boneless. We have found this out. We are just in a puddle on the floor. We're pretty much useless. Okay, then there is the regulation phase. Okay, we got to start gathering up our marbles off the floor. Okay, we were boneless for a little while, but now we got a few bones. We're trying to stand up. We're trying to get on our own 2 feet. We're trying to regulate these emotions. All right. Then we've got the recreation phase. You and your honey are going to work on that together. We're going to recreate this relationship. We're going to make it bigger. We're going to make it better. We're going to make it stronger. We're going to make it more loving, more passionate, more of everything that we need it to be, so that we do not continue to have these type of problems, and we can give each other what we need without going so far overboard as to make each other the only thing that we are worried about, the only thing that we need. All right. Then there is the celebration phase. Okay. We've recreated this relationship. It is celebration time. Things are going well. We are leaving this part of our story in the past. We're not talking about it as much. We're ready to turn that page and get to a new chapter. That's when you do stuff like get a new ring, do the vow renewal, that type of thing. When we outwardly celebrate what we have worked on together, healing, reconciliation, love, connection. We are showing that outwardly. And then the last phase is just what I was saying. It is the inspiration phase. All right. That's the way that your connection can be an example to others, because you're going to be showing people that we made it through this and we're good. We're all right. We're doing well. Our relationship is thriving. We are loving towards each other. Things are good. You get to tell your story to other people who have been through this and get to tell them, hey, guess what? This story can turn out quite well. It really can. You can get your happily ever after. Don't you worry about it. This fairy tale is not over for you. It is definitely going to come to a conclusion that you enjoy. This is just a little bit of difficulties, just a little bit of conflict in the book. We got to have some conflict to make it an interesting story. That's how it goes. There's no book on the planet with no conflict in it that is interesting to read. All right. So that's what we're going for, is getting to that place, getting to the place where your connection can show other people the light, show them how to get here. All right. I see I got questions. Brandy. Yes, absolutely. You can go back and watch previous lives. You can watch them in several places. You can go back and do them on Instagram, but that's a little bit harder. Go back in the group, in my Love After Cheating group. If you're not in my Love After Cheating group, come join my Love After Cheating group. And that's on Facebook. But in the group, in the media section, it shows up as media on my desktop and photos on my phone. So either way, if you click on that link, the videos of prior Healing Our Lives are in there too. So you can always go back and watch all of those. But for like the last, like all of the ones I've ever done are in the group. However, I did start to stream to YouTube. And so you can go over to YouTube and you can see, at least the last year and a half, longer than that, about two years worth of them. So yeah, you got lots and lots of options for going back and watching the lives, Brandy. And you said, how do you heal when reconciliation is not an option? Well, you know what? I feel like a lot of people feel like it's not an option when a lot of time it is. Now, you got to tell me about your particular situation, Brandy, but it's the same exact thing. It's exactly the same work that you would have to do if you were going to be with him, because the things that I tell you about are going to make it so that you are able to have a healthy relationship going forward. You can't just kind of sweep this under the rug and say, oh yeah, I'm just past it, I'm just over it, I'm not even thinking about it anymore, and then move on to another relationship, because what's going to happen is you're going to bring those same trust issues right into the next relationship. So you got to actually heal and do all of the things now, and then you can worry about like getting into a new relationship. Does that make sense? Courtney, you said, do you ever start to feel safe again? Absolutely, Courtney. I feel absolutely safe. I don't worry about him. And I don't worry about him so much that, okay, even though part of what happened, part of how he ended up cheating was the fact that he has bipolar disorder. And not just, just not feeling well, but actually mentally ill, was when he was doing a lot of this. And honestly, like, even with, he still got it. It's not like it goes away or anything. But even with that, I feel very safe with him. I feel very trusting. He tries to do more and more and more every year. More and more piles on more and more stuff that I enjoy, that I like, just to show me how much he appreciates me sticking it out with him, dealing with his stupidity back then. So absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You start to feel safe again. You really do. You got to let yourself, though. You got to allow that to happen. You can't just say, oh, I'm in time, in a certain amount of time, I'm going to feel it. You actually have to participate in that healing enough that you can actually feel it. All right. That makes sense? Christina, I see you over there, girl. Hey. All right, Brandy said, I cannot be with him. I do not want to sweep it under the rug. I don't want him. I want to heal to become a better me. If love happens, it happens, but it is for me. Well, Brandy, I specialize in getting back together. So I totally understand if you don't want to, but hey, that a lot of the time, if you end up following what I follow, you end up back together. So if it doesn't work out like that, okay, cool. If he's just not the one like that, that's great. But the healing part of it, understanding that, okay, yes, I have been through this. This is a horrible thing to have to go through, but this does not make me any less than. Make that decision that you are going forward, that you are going to heal. Oh no, it's all right. If you didn't realize it, it's okay. You're kind of new to the group, I think. But that's my specialty. That's what we are working it out. We are working it out, but it's still the same stuff. It is still all making your decision that you are going to heal from this, that you are not going to let this ruin you for love for the rest of your life. Recognizing the fears and things that come along with it and starting to battle those fears and not let them get the best of you. Figuring out that his why didn't have anything to do with you. It wasn't about you at all. It wasn't about the relationship. It was about him. It was about him trying to soothe himself in a way that was destructive rather than a constructive way. Allow the healing to happen. You gotta, allow yourself to be close to other people. You gotta allow yourself to trust. Don't go into relationships like, oh, well, my last person did X, Y, and Z to me, so I'm going to feel like I don't need to trust until, go ahead and trust. Trust is a wonderful thing. Trust is a beautiful gift that we've been given, and we give it to the people that we want to have it. So if you meet somebody and they're like, they seem like they're the person, go ahead and give your trust. Go ahead and let yourself be open to that. And then managing those future feelings, you're going to have triggers. That's how that goes. But as you deal with the triggers, figure what they are, figure out what works well for them, you will get to the place where those triggers get less and less and less and less intense. And you get to a place where I am right now, like I remember the triggers. They are echoes now. I remember what they felt like in certain situations. I'd have been like, ooh, I'd have been real good and triggered if he was sitting with his back to me and he was on the phone. I would have been super triggered about that, but hey, that doesn't bother me anymore. So you'll get to that place. And then seeking support to help you get through all of that. So it's all the same healing. It's just the fact of whether you're going to do it with or without your partner. And I created this group because a lot of us, I ran into a whole bunch of women who wanted to stay, who wanted to work it out, but felt bad about it because, everybody makes you feel bad about it. And, I was one of those, and they were, harassing me. People were giving me a hard time about it. And I was like, you know what? I think you all need to mind your business. I'm going to mind mine, and I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to show you that it does not have to be that way. And that's how I am. That's what I wanted from this. I wanted to prove all haters wrong. That was my big thing. I was like, look, this is my person. Damn it. This is going to work out. I am not going to accept failure at this. This is the person I want to spend my entire life with. Are you joking me? I can't be with them? No, absolutely not. I'm not falling for that. And that's what I just went for it from there. A says, how can we get over the feeling of just sweeping it under the rug? Sometimes I feel like that too. Since we are taught to leave once we are cheated on, sometimes I feel foolish for staying. Like I feel like I am staying. I'm saying I'm saying it's okay that I got played. It is actually the very opposite of that. Okay, first of all, the first part, sweeping it under the rug. It will feel like that sometimes. Okay, it will feel like that sometimes because you're going to get to the place where you can't talk about it all the time. What happens is we get hurt like this and we feel like we should be able to talk about it until we feel better. And that's a girl thing to be told, and that's a girl thing to do. However, it doesn't actually help in this particular circumstance because the more you talk about it, the more you traumatize yourself. You keep going back over the details that hurt you and they keep stabbing you in the gut. So every time you go over it, you do more damage to yourself. So in this particular circumstance, it's better to start letting it go, to stop talking about it every 5 minutes, every time your brain wants to bring it up, to resist that, because we are trying to regulate our emotions. We are trying to not let our emotions take over in that fight or flight state and just always be anxious. I remember what it felt like, and I don't know if you all know this, besides this, but I had severe anxiety before all this happened. And I know what it's like to walk around all day long with your stomach hurting and your head pounding because you are super anxious and you can't get those emotions regulated. We've got to do that part. That's the only way that you can get to the healing for the relationship part, is if you can calm that reaction down, tell your brain that you are not actually in danger, get control over those feelings and start to move past them. So just not always bringing it up feels like sweeping it under the rug, but it's a healthy thing to do for yourself. It's a thing to say, okay, wait, I am not in that unsafe situation right now. That is not what's going on right this second. I'm going to put this aside. I am not going to let these feelings run away with me right now. I'm going to try and work on being closer, being more intimate with my partner. I am not going to continue to talk about something that traumatized me every day. All right. Does that make sense? It's not really sweeping it under the rug. It is a choice. It is particularly choosing to say, I am not going to live this trauma every day of my life. I'm not going to do it. I can't handle it, and just deciding that that's what you want from your life. Okay, what is the other part was, since we were taught to leave once we were cheated on, sometimes I feel foolish for staying. Like I feel like by staying, I'm saying it's okay that I got played. By staying, you're saying that you are very well aware of what you want and you are choosing it. That's what it is. I know that all of the things that people will tell you makes you feel like you're doing something that's wrong. But okay, let's say you're staying and you got played. All right, let's say that that's what this really was. That he was just such an awful person and he was just trying to play you. All right. Now, I don't think that that's the case. I don't think that you would have fell in love with somebody who was just trying to play you. I don't think you fell in love with somebody who was playing this long game of, let me see if I can get her to fall in love with me and then I'm going to cheat on her and hurt her. I don't think that's actually what was happening, but your brain will try and tell you that that was what was happening. But even if that is the case, you still have a choice. That's the whole thing. Everybody always acts like we don't have any more choices. I am a feminist. I believe in us having choices. We need to be able to choose our path forward no matter what the circumstance may be. So even if it is a circumstance that other people would not choose, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Has absolutely nothing to do with you. You are choosing who you want to spend your time and your affection and your attention on. I believe that there is value in that. I don't think that you are wrong for that. I don't think that, oh, you're so silly, you're so naive, you're so stupid because you're staying with somebody you love. All right. If you happen to still love him anyway, even though he was an idiot, I mean, hell, isn't that what we love him through that anyway, don't we? I'm pretty sure in the whole cliche that they're all idiots and we love them anyway. Isn't that what we always have been told? So why is that so wrong in this particular circumstance? I feel like we have been taught some conflicting messages, and all it really comes down to is, what do you want to do? I feel like if you feel like this is the person you want to spend your time with, then that's the right answer. You're not doing anything wrong. That's the right answer for you. Does that make sense? You're not saying, and forgiving somebody that you love, that you want to be with, that you want to be family with, forgiving them for hurting you makes it less likely that they will actually hurt you again in the future. Because we are together and I am working this out with you. And even though you don't deserve my forgiveness, you don't deserve to continue to have my love, I'm still offering it to you anyway. That is the type of gift that people really appreciate and they won't mess it up again. So if you actually genuinely forgive, you are not saying, oh, it's okay to go ahead and do this to me again. You are saying, hey, I am loving you so much that I am willing to put in a lot of effort to forgive you and move past this because of how much I care for you. You should probably not test this again. All right. Does that make sense? At least let me know. Courtney, you say, can't wait to get there. This is so exhausting. It is. It is exhausting for a while, but you are going to feel safe. But the thing is, you have to be safe within yourself before anything. That is the only safety that you're guaranteed. I promise you. Now, mine is not doing anything wrong, but my sense of safety does not come from that. My sense of safety comes from me. I'm okay. I can handle anything that goes on, anything that goes wrong. If he does so happen to fail again, because he does have that bipolar disorder, it's not like it went away. All right. If that so happens to happen again, we are going to be fine still. We're going to work through it. If I need to get him back into therapy, get him back on medication, whatever it is we need to do, we can do it. We can pull it off. And that sense of safety comes from me. And then he adds to it. He gives it a little spice. You know what I'm saying? He gives me good stuff, good feedback, good intimacy and dates and stuff like that. He gives me that and reassures me of it. But the sense of safety came from me, not from him. Does that make sense? I want you to find it within you, not without you. That's crazy. We got to get that sense of safety coming from within us. All right. Carissa, you said, oh, I talk about it all day long, even with just to myself. No wonder I get so stuck. Exactly. That's how it works. That is exactly how it works, girl. Whatever you think about, you bring about. Okay. If you're consistently talking about bad things will form around you. Your brain will be looking for bad things to serve up to you. Be like, oh, look, see, here's another bad thing. You've been talking about bad things all day. Here's another bad thing to add to the list. Your brain will do whatever it is that you consistently think about. So if you keep on telling your brain, I want to hear wonderful things. I want to hear great things, reaffirming myself, reaffirming my relationship, reaffirming my decision to work this love out. You get into that, then your brain starts serving that up to you. But you got to actually ask for it. You got to be consistent about it. All right. He said, I get stuck on the fact that he lives with her and works with her. Oh, yeah, but that's way too much. That's too much time together. That's going to ruin it even faster. That's actually a good thing. A lot of the stuff that you think is a bad thing is a good thing. The fact that he works with her and lives with her, that's going to deteriorate the relationship even faster because they didn't have enough time to get to know each other. Now they can't escape each other. That's a good thing. All right. And whenever he comes to my house, he calls her the whole hour here and there. He never used to talk to me on the phone. So it's saying he is doing that because he's in trouble with her. He can't come to your house and not be on the phone with her. She is scared. Absorb that, girl. Absorb that into your spirit, okay? She's terrified. That's why he got to sit on the phone with her the whole time, because she knows he's not trustworthy. And so every time he's over there at your house, he got to talk to her the whole time to prove that he is not sleeping with him. That's what that is, Carissa. You said my heart gets mad when he's so obsessed with her. He's not obsessed with her. He's stuck. He has gotten himself into a position where he is not trusted and he shouldn't be trusted, and he doesn't have enough of a past relationship with her to start to soften that a little bit, to get to a better place with her with that. They don't have that. They don't have any background. And so she's always obsessed with, where you at? Are you with Carissa? Are you over there? Are you having sex with her? Why aren't you answering your phone? And he giving him a hard time. Again, exactly what I told you was going to happen. It unfolds. It unfolds so fast. It really would. And she should be. She should be scared. Yes, she should, because he's coming home. Okay? That's why she's so scared. That's why she doesn't want him to have contact with you, because she's scared. All right? Absorb that. Just let that light you up from the inside for the next week or so. Just remember, every time you think about it, she ain't trusting him. She is making his life a living hell right now. And ooh, can't wait till Thanksgiving and she don't cook either. Oh my goodness, he gonna be knocking at your door. It's gonna be miserable for him. I hope it is, so he's good and miserable, so he brings his butt on home. Right? Aquila, hey girl. You said, what are the different ways to show forgiveness without actually saying, I forgive you? That is a really, really good question. Thank you for that. All right. Main thing, love languages. We got to figure those out. Sit down with each other, do the quiz. It takes a minute. Yes, I know. It takes a second to do it, but once you do that and you know, like, the top 2 love languages for you and for your mate, it's a lot easier to speak in those languages, okay? You can translate just about anything into their love language if you just think about it for a second. So if you are, like, let's say, me personally, I am gifts and words of affirmation. All right. So he knows. You can buy me a little trinket, a little present. I'm a happy camper. Say good things about me. Tell me I'm good. I'm good. Tell me I'm smart. Tell me I'm pretty. And I'm a happy camper. All right. So it's easier to figure out the loving thing to do once you know those love languages. And then as you apply those, that is consciously saying, doing the actions of, I forgive you. If you are doing things that are consciously loving, that you know that your mate will enjoy because you know what their love languages are, you know how they dig this particular thing, that is done out of love, done out of openness and vulnerability and putting yourself out there on the line, that is better than I forgive you. That is, I actually believe that you forgive me because you are acting like you love me. So that's the big thing, finding the things that they say, are the things that make them feel loved. If you can ask them, I always tell my clients, on the rare occasions that I do, both people in the couple, figure out one thing that you would really, really enjoy that would show you that you're loved, okay? And be willing to trade with him for one thing that he really, really would enjoy that would show him that he's loved. Okay. And then we just do it. We every single day without fail, that thing has to be in our day to day. And even if they forget, you don't forget. All right. It's a consistency of behaving in a positive manner towards somebody that lets you know, oh, they actually do forgive me. Okay. All right. It's not just, saying it. It's not lip service. It is, oh, they actually do forgive me. They're acting like a person who forgives me. And that is amazing. That is amazing. It is heartwarming. It gives you tingles. It makes you feel great when somebody treats you like they actually forgive you. When that happens and you let yourself get closer, then you end up falling in love all over again. It's a great thing. So doing the things that show that person that you love them, whatever it may be, if they can come up with one, you do it consistently. You do it like it is your job. And behaving like that makes your body believe that you forgive them. And then it shows them that you forgive them. That makes sense? Let me know, y'all. Let me know if that missed anybody. But a lot of it is just behaving like you love somebody, behaving like everything is gonna be all right, like you believe in them, like they are. Don't automatically think the worst of them. If they're gonna go out, don't automatically be like, well, you gotta call me when you go, and you gotta call me when you're on your way back, and you gotta let me know what's going on. Let them go. All right. Act like you trust them. That's another thing. Not just loving them, acting like you trust them. That is another way to say forget that you forgive. All right. Brandy said, I love that Candace gave each other. Yeah, right? Oh, I love it when they get trapped with the side chick. It just fills my heart with joy every single time because they hate it. Once they actually get stuck with her for a while and they can't leave her alone and they gotta call every 5 minutes, oh, they get so sick of the side chick so fast. Taylor said, huge setback. What happened, my girl? Let me know. What is the setback? Let's see if we can work it out in this next 5 minutes. All right. Quilla, you said that makes sense. I got to find out his love language. Yes, got to find that out. That's an important thing. And just sit down with him and be like, look, okay, this test takes a minute, but if you do this with me, it would make me very, very happy. I would feel very loved if you sat down and did this with me. And he'll do it with you because he does everything you ask for anyway. So ask him for that and find out what his love languages are. And it's real easy to start incorporating that into the day to day. My husband is acts of service, and that's his main one. And then he's got another one. What's the other one? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I do lean towards acts of service because he tends to like those the best. So that's like the one that I really, really try and do. I try and clean up before he can get to it, that type of stuff. And he likes that. He gets happy about it. All right, Taylor, he said figured out he spent $3,000 on OnlyFans. Oh, good Lord. Almost $200 a month. He promised he never paid money. Well, you know that, though. If he was on OnlyFans, he definitely paid money. You knew that wasn't true. But, okay, all right. We've got to just be watching the budget a little bit better. That's all that is. We have got to work on that. When my husband had a cocaine addiction, so it was a little bit worse than OnlyFans. But you got to watch the budget now. We've got to be open books about the budget because look, this money is flying out of the house, and this is not for our use. It's just for some chick on OnlyFans to use. And look, wouldn't it be more fun if we could have gone on a cruise this year, spending $3,000? I think that would have been more fun than you actually paying this chick $3,000. So we need some transparency with the bills. We need to make sure that whatever's going out, we are agreeing upon. And he could have an OnlyFans account, but dang, whoo, good Lord, $3,000, $200 a month. He was spending a bit. I don't know. I don't know. If you can afford to spend $200 a month on your own little fantasy, own little hobby, that's one thing. But if you can't afford that, that's a whole nother type of betrayal. You know what I mean? Like if you got it and you could spend $200 a month on whatever it is you wanted to spend money on, and that wasn't a problem, okay, I could maybe see it. If you had it like that, but if you got it like that, yeah, that's a problem. You say, yeah, had no access to the financials. Yeah. So now that you do, we need to be paying attention to that. Just like, okay, look, if that is going to be the case, I would be like, okay, if that's going to be the case, you're going to spend $200 a month on OnlyFans. I need to be making sure that I got $200 a month to spend on as I please too now. If that is what we're doing, I feel like I should be able to get that much too. I feel like I should be able to spend that out. And if that's not reasonable, then you need to stop checking. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be realistic about this. If you're going to spend $200 out of our budget, then why can't I spend $200 out of our budget? If that is not feasible, if that is not a thing that we can work out, then you have to recognize that and stop doing this. He said he has the money. He does. Give me even more. Okay, well, all right. If he's got it and it's just something fun that he is doing and he is not actually like neglecting you in any way, like if this is something fun that he likes to do, if it's like the video game for him, all right, and you get the same amount of money to spend as you please, around wherever you want to spend it. I don't know. You got to think about that. We got to figure out if that's okay with you. You got to figure out if it'd be all right for him to have discretionary money that he can just spend, and it just so happens to be looking at women. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. If he gets all into it and then he acts like he's all in love with her, I get where that would be a problem. But if it's just his fun, his fetish, and you get the same amount of money and you can spend it how you please, and he's not saying anything to you about that, I think that might be a different thing. So, you got to work it out like that. We've got to figure out if that is all right, if that would be okay with you. And all right, if it's just not okay, we need to have that conversation. Like, no, I just don't want you to do it. I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't like it. That's a little harder though, because then if you were trying to create that as a boundary, the problem is that falls on you. That's not on him. So if this becomes a boundary for you, but people always think boundaries is you don't do the thing. Don't do it. Bad, don't do it. But that's just making rules for another grown person, and that doesn't work. That has never worked. Do you listen to rules made for you? No, most grown people don't. So if it is a boundary, what it would have to be is you cannot go on OnlyFans. You cannot spend any money on other women at all in any way, shape, or form, or I will do X. That is where a boundary comes in. The boundary is not about controlling their behavior. The boundary is about controlling your behavior. What do I accept, and what am I going to do about it if you do this? So do you want to make it a boundary, or is this one of those situations where you can get your discretionary money, he can play with his play money, and we can do what we want to with the funds that we have, and we will make sure that we are working on our relationship in the meantime? Let me know. Let me know which way are you leaning towards going, because it can go either way. Your relationship is your relationship. You can make it be whichever way you want it to be. If you're just like, no, absolutely not, I don't want you spending that money on anything like a female, I get that. But if you're like, it's just some porn, you can spend money on that if you feel like it, as long as I get to spend my money and you're not saying anything about me spending mine the same way. You know what I mean? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Alrighty, let's see. Is that it? Anybody else got any questions? Questions, comments, thoughts, requests, so you can find out his love language? Yeah, find out. Let them know. Like, I want to love you better. I want to love you better. I want you to love me better. I want us to be better all the way around. Let's get some of this love flowing a little bit with this test. And you can get on the internet. If you go, I think you can, hold on, love just quiz. I think you can do it online. Now, if you need it to be like on paper, because some guys that won't pay attention long enough to do this whole quiz, so you can get it on paper and just ask a few of the questions every now and again. But on there it is, love languages. No, that's not. Is that the same one? The love language quiz. There we go. Here we go. I'll put it up. Should be like posted on this screen. Should pop up on Facebook and on YouTube. And Yeah, I don't know how to put it on Instagram right now, but I put it up here so it should pop up on Facebook, on YouTube. It's the quiz to go and do it. Just sit down with your boo and work it out. Figure out what do we need to know about one another and get this little thing popping a little bit better. All right. Anybody else got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything else that you want to talk about? Let me know. Taylor, you let me know over there. However, which way you want to run with it, you can run with it. It's just, you got to decide what is okay. And like, if you're just stressing out about OnlyFans because other people are stressed out about OnlyFans, like, you don't got to stress about it like that. You don't got to stress about it. If it doesn't bother you like that, it's just the fact that he spent money on another woman. I get the idea, but, it doesn't have to bother you if you don't want it to. Crystal, you said, okay, my homework is to not talk about this every 10 minutes. Can't wait to see how that changes my week. Yes, we are resisting the urge. We are resisting that pull from the trauma to go back and revisit the trauma, to keep poking at the wound. I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for like 25 years? No, not quite 25 years, but over 20. And a big thing nurses always say is to heal the wound, you got to keep your fingers out of it. Don't keep digging your dirty little fingers down in that wound and making it more infected, okay? Keep your fingers out, keep it nice and clean, keep it covered for a while, let that new skin start to grow and knit itself together so then you can uncover it and it's not this big gaping wound that is so easy to get into. You can let it start to heal a little bit, and then when things brush by it, it's not right into the wound. It's like, oh, it's healing. It's a little sore, it's a little itchy, but okay, it's healing up. That's what we need every day. Just be working on letting it heal. All right. We got homework. Everybody try to do your deep breathing. That's my big thing. Can you please? Everybody, I'm constantly reminding my clients, everybody, to do their deep breathing. Okay. I need you to do that. All right. Just sit down with it 5 times a day. Set an alarm in your phone, and no matter where you are, what you're doing, 4, 7, 8. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, blow out for 8. Do that wherever you are, whenever you are. You are going to start to bring that anxiety level down to a manageable level, to the point where you can get a hold of it instead of it always having a hold over you. All right. So everybody's got homework of doing their doggone deep breathing. But Carissa, absolutely. If anybody wants to join in with Carissa, not talking about this every 10 minutes, not mention it to people around you, not talking about it with your mate, just actually living your life for the week and not getting all into that. If you want to commit to that, let me know. All right. So y'all. So last thing, always, I got to tell you about doing your affirmations, man. We got to think good things about ourselves. We got to start doing that. When these things happen, we start to look at ourselves differently. We start to look down upon ourselves, think that we're less than, we're not enough, we're not pretty enough. I hate to tell you, there's a lot of different type of pretty in the world, okay? There are Christmas light pretty. There is beautiful flower pretty. There is sunshine pretty. There is blue sky pretty. There is lots of different kind of pretty, okay? We got to stop comparing ourselves to other women, all right? It's a terrible thing. It breaks us down as a unit, all right? We've got to stop that. I want you to be paying attention to what you say about yourself this week. All right. The things that you tell yourself, the story that you tell yourself about yourself this week. I need you to be paying attention to that. I need you to start correcting it. I need you to start changing it. I need you to stop worrying about whether you're good enough and start believing that you are the queen and you are the main character of this story. And this story didn't go on without you. Okay. Show can't go on without the queen. All right. I need you to start thinking about yourself in a better light, giving yourself a break. Man, give yourself a break. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself all the love and forgiveness and compassion that you have to give other people. Give it to you. Okay? All right, so affirmations are good things that we say about ourselves. Matter of fact, that's not true. Affirmations are anything that we say about ourselves. You can continuously repeat terrible things about yourself, and guess what? Your brain will believe that too. So, what we've got to do is say good things about ourselves. Be consistent about that every day, all day. Think about wonderful things about ourselves and tell ourselves that message all day long instead of allowing the messages of how awful we are and how messed up our lives are to be the only messages that we listen to. So, let me give you an affirmation for this week. And I'm not going to be here next week, so this is going to have to carry you through into next week, too. All right. Oh, I like this one. This is a good one to go through the holiday with. Today, I am glowing. Today, I have huge amounts of energy and focus to take on any challenge. I love that one. That's a great one. I'm holding on to that one for the week. Today, I am glowing, lit up from the inside. Today, I have huge amounts of energy and focus to take on any challenge. I like that one. That's an excellent place to stop right there. All right. So, I will not see you again next week, unfortunately, because it's going to be Thanksgiving. However, I will be back the following week with the Healing Hour Live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because, Mom, I'm just getting ready to go. I was just letting everybody know I'm not going to be here next week for Thanksgiving, but we will be back the following week, which is, what is it? The 30th, we will be back with the Healing Hour Live. I will put it everywhere. Hey, girl, hey. I will put it up everywhere and let you know, remind you next week that I won't be here. But, if you need me, I'm here, all right? Send me a DM. Message me. It's okay. I don't bite. I promise. I'm a really, really nice person. When you reach out to me, I'm not going to give you a hard time. I'm not going to make you feel bad about it or nothing, okay? So just reach out to me if you need me. Carissa, happy Thanksgiving. Oh, girl, I'm thankful for you too. I love being here with you all. I love this. I'm so glad that I get to do this. Brandy, you said you appreciate me too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I am filled with Thanksgiving for being able to do this, to being able to be in this place. My husband keeps telling me how much he regrets ever cheating on me. But I was like, honey, if you hadn't done it, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to help so many women get out of pain for this particular pain. I was like, I could take this pain. This was okay. Yes, it sucked at the very beginning, but things got better and better and better after I healed up. So, hey, it's all good. It's all right, babe. All right, let's see. Oh, love you too, Cosma. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Lou. Oh, I feel so loved. I do. Thank you. You all make sure you message me because I got some things coming up for this week while we're gone. So message me. Send me messages. Carissa, you know what I'm talking about. But everybody that's here with me this week, send me a message. We will do a little something this upcoming week so we can get together and talk a little bit more. All right. All right, that's it. That's all I got. You hate you missed it. I know, but it's all right, girl. I'll be back. I don't go anywhere. We continue. We continue with the Healing Hour Live. We're going to get this straight. We're going to feel good. We're going to get back to our best relationships. We really are. All right. All righty, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. Until we see each other on the 30th, make sure you're doing your deep breathing, your journaling, being grateful, stop asking all those questions, say your affirmations, wonderful things about yourself. Don't do what the fear tells you to do, no matter what, even if it's screaming in your head. It is a bad idea. Don't talk about it, and it's very hard to enjoy your holiday. I love you, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I'll talk to you again on the 30th, okay? Bye. Bye, Lou. Bye, Facebook and YouTube.